Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to review Slaughtered Vomit Dolls and Lucifer Valentine flick, the first in the Vomit Gore trilogy. And what can I say about a movie like this that hasn't already been said or thought of, or what the hell can you possibly think of after watching a film like this? Well, I could start off by saying what I believe the film is about through what the director has said in interviews and through other things. The thing that stuck out most to me, besides the stuff that he said it was corresponding with Kurt Cobain's death and the Nirvana stuff, mostly what stuck out most to me was the last dance of the mind's last dance of madness before death. And I really legitimately think that's what's happening in this film. I think basically her things of reality are coming to an end while she drowns. Hence, spoiler. I mean, I don't know how much spoiler I can do for this movie's insane. So, but basically her last dance of her mind in madness, just going insane. Reality, what has happened in her life, what is to come in the future, and I believe that Hank Skinny, the puking guy, would therefore be a demon, and he basically is a demon in this world of hell that's going to be her in her eternal damnation coming up. She's going into a different realm, let's say, or something similar to that. But anyways, what follows in the film is complete and utter mayhem, vomiting, gore, as you can tell by the title, the Vomit Gore trilogy. But anyways, the film opens up with an old video, a home video of her talking, and instantly that makes you sympathize with someone, I believe, because no matter when you hate someone or what a piece of crap, you see a childhood picture, or you remember that they were a kid and they had parents and they had someone at least that cared about them, someone that had them, and you think, you sympathize with that person because childhood, you know, there's special about childhood memories, special stuff, a very weird quality about that. And you end up seeing this beautiful little girl trying to explain what she wants to do and being cute and stuff, and the footage is altered at points, and then you see her in present day. You can only assume it's supposed to be present day, but 1994 I believe, but of course. But anyways, you see her then, now, or whatever, she is there, and she's so destroyed, so distraught. So she started off, obviously she had some bad home life and ran away and became involved with murder, mostly stripping and all sorts of crazy things like that, and basically she became completely destroyed by all this. She is addicted to drugs, she's a stripper, and obviously later a call girl, and then so much it seems like a crack whore. I mean, she's getting strangled. At one point she says the line, "I don't know what's left of me, but you can fuck it." And that right there pretty much sums up her existence. Here it is, it's released by On Earth. This movie used to fetch quite high prices. I'm sure the original edition still does, but the Unearthed one is reasonable priced, and it's a good price. Insane movie here. The sequel's We Gorge Shade Sacrifice, and there's soon to be a third one coming out in July. But anyways, the gore in this movie is top-notch. There's a eye gouging scene where some eyes get poked out, and that is completely insane. And it says pig executed, and it shows this woman get her eyes gouged out and stabbed in the face. She's crawling around looking for her eyes and then throws up on them. Just stuff like that. Completely brutal, sadistic, kind of crazy stuff. And also then it's Princess who gets executed and stuff like that. And when she dies, she has a spiel about bulimia and talks about how she lost all this weight. She's puking up blood, which Abernathy does eventually in this. Angela does. She throws up blood at points. And it's just very bizarre, and her arm gets chopped off. And there's very, I mean, very strange, almost sick for... I mean, if the person were to do it, I mean, like, you would cut off their arm and hand them a guitar with the microphone and ask them to play. It's like basically saying, you're never going to do anything like this again. In fact, you're not even going to live through this. It's just very, very sadistic and disgusting to do to someone. But this one, I actually, as watching for the second time now, I've actually thought it was much easier to get through because I was understanding some more things, or trying to understand. I was comprehending more things, I believe. And, you know, people call this all sorts of things. They call it incoherent mess, disgusting atrocity. They even call it Gore wet dream, you know, director's sick sexual fantasy. But one thing's for sure, the movie is just definitely a unique piece of film, and there's not much like it except his other movies that I've seen. I mean, there's movies that deal with altered, like reality being tarnished and insane and trippy and disgusting and stuff like that. Synchronicity does that a bit, stuff like that, you know. But there's nothing quite like this one. Really, in this movie, the sound is also a character. I believe the sound effects play a major part in the disturbing aspects of the film. The growling, the growling, the vomit sounds, the gagging. Because, I mean, watching this movie in complete silence, I assume, would be a little easier. The music and the sound effects and the editing are really a big part of what the movie does to you. I mean, this movie probably is very difficult to edit. It's very strange and lots of cuts, and it probably has more cuts than Natural Born Killers. It's just ridiculous about the cuts, and I think that plays a part of it. You never know what's coming next. It'll reoccur, bring events back, and you'll be like, oh, and I see this, and, you know, remember when she said this, and it keeps popping up and stuff like that. And you just see this war-torn person going through hell in their last dance of madness, which the director said himself, the mind's last dance of madness, I believe, something like that. Basically, what happened, what's to come, all this insane reality being bended, and what her future will be like. I'll try to show a gore scene. I'm not sure what much I can show. I'll show the arm hacking or the head cutting off. There's a very grotesque scene where Hank Skinny chops off a head, or someone does, and he in turn eats the brain, and each piece of brain he chews, he pukes out. I mean, that must have not took too much concentration. If you're really, I mean, in real life, if you're eating brain, I mean, it's pretty easy to throw up thinking about the whole situation. And it's very similar. He's like later on in Regurgitated, he pukes like on this octopus and stuff in his mouth and pukes. And this one, he uses an arm at one point, and he also fills up a skull with puke, a cup. Very, very tough stuff to watch, I think. Just the re-drinking of his puke is what gets to me the most. The film, like I said, it's not going to be for everyone. There's going to be a lot of haters of this film. And, you know, it's kind of, if you're a disturbing fan to hunt out disturbing and rare and insane, obscure movies, you got to see it. It is no ands, ifs, or buts about it. I mean, take the bullet on this one and just watch it, or cringe during every scene, you know, and hide under your covers. But, you know, you got to watch this one, because if you're a hunter of those type of movies. But if you are not, then I would steer clear, unless you love really crazy artistic movies on top of that, because some people could see it as that. I think it's a little bit of everything I mentioned, so, and it makes a hell of a weird movie. But that's Slaughtered Vomit Dolls. I'm Mrparka. Hope you enjoyed the review. Thank you. Goodbye.
lorazepam, sulfonate,